Hi and welcome to episode 38 of SCW The Wrestling Podcast here on Steve Chats Wrestling, hashtag SCW The Wrestling Channel here on YouTube.com. Thank you for choosing the channel and choosing the video. Subscribe right now, leaving the comments in the comments section, like and share the video as well. Now this is a limited edition pro wrestling podcast, so we're going to have our LEP wrestling correspondent George Jones, our interviewer this evening. Will be interviewing none other than Blake Harrison of the LEP roster. It's a very fiery interview. In fact, it gets quite heated at moments in this, so I recommend that you do check this out all the way through to the finish. Of course, don't forget that the Torquay show is available for you 17th of December for LEP coming up later this week. So I'm not going to waste any of your time. We're going to get straight into the interview. George, take it away with this week's podcast with our very special guest from LEP Wrestling, Blake Harrison. Take it away.
Hello, good evening. Welcome back to the SCW Wrestling Podcast, the official podcast of Limited Edition Pro Wrestling. Once again, I'm joined by another fantastic guest this evening, none other than the number one contender to the Academy title, the Reject, Blake Harrison. Hello, good evening, Blake. How are you?
Good evening, George. I'm good. I'm good, thank you. How about you?
Very well, thank you. You've just had one of the biggest matches of your career with a fantastic victory. How are you feeling?
Sore, but I am ecstatic about defeating Jago. Even though I don't show it inside, I am happy with it. And some might find this surprising. I am looking forward to Torquay and defeating Maximo for that LEP Academy Championship.
Yeah, it's going to be one of the biggest matches in the history of Limited Edition Pro Wrestling this coming Saturday in Torquay for the Academy title belt. Just a couple of questions just to ask you this evening, if I may ask. Were you always a wrestling fan growing up?
Yes, always since I was about 8 years old. It was, for me, wrestling was and still is an escape for me from this world I unfortunately live in. It's an escape for me where I can forget everything. I can be myself. I can be who I truly am, and I can just enjoy that little part of life that I have.
Awesome. Who is your favourite wrestler sort of growing up?
Growing up, they've changed a lot from it was Jeff Hardy back in like the 2006 and stuff like that, into CM Punk, into Adam Cole, just for the stuff they've done in and out the ring. It's just inspired me to get into the business and to be who I am today, to how I act in the ring, how I act outside the ring, and how I act with people.
Awesome. So you were a massive sort of CM Punk there fan. Why did you like him so much, if I may ask you?
I liked the way he stood for himself, the whole straight edge society. He was the most hated man in that arena, in the building, in the company, by fans. And it's something like that inspires me to be someone that will stand up to anyone, to anything, and will not take no for an answer. I will get what I want. I will get what I deserve out of this, just like he did.
That's a very sort of good way to be and a very good positive attitude. If I may ask as well, how did you sort of get started in the wrestling business?
I was advised to go by someone because I was just a huge fan. I just talked about it non-stop with people. They said there's this academy in Torquay, which is very handy for me. I went down and I've been every week. I love it. I can't get enough of it. It's like a drug for me.
It's awesome. It's really good to hear you're being so positive about the business. If I could just ask, what would you say is the hardest thing about training as a wrestler?
Definitely the bumps at first, because it's a whole shock to your body. Your body's not used to it. You hit your phone yourself onto wood and metal beams. It's a shock, as I said. There's no other way to say it. If anyone hasn't done it, just take a bump. It's a really real shock to the body, and that's what we go through every match.
Yeah, it's certainly a brutal sort of way to come into the business. If I may ask you, what was the biggest misconception of the business that you had?
don't know really, because back in like 3 years ago, I was all over the internet always wanting to be ahead of the actual program. So I kind of knew a lot about it already. I would probably say the politics in wrestling that weren't put online that I'm involved in. I will not, and I cannot go into details about certain politics, but it's just really sad at times for what politics can do to wrestling.
Yeah, it's really sad to hear, particularly creative control and stuff like that. I believe personally there shouldn't be any room for that in the business. If I could just ask you, sort of, what was your memories of your first match, Blake?
First match, it was a 6-man tag team match in Torquay in a building called St. Anne's Hall, I believe, in Babacombe. Me, a guy called, you might have heard of him, John Harding, and a tag team partner that I cannot remember for some reason. I apologise if he does listen to this. Against a team of Bad Boy Bennett. I believe it was Matt Dragon, and the last professional of wrestling, Joshua Knott.
There's some very experienced people in that combination, particularly John Harding. John Harding has been here, there, and everywhere in terms of Southwest Wrestling. A great sort of idol. That you must have learned a lot.
Yeah, I learned from everyone. I learned from everybody from John Harding, Josh Knott, PJ Jones, UK Dominator. Even if I'm not on the card or anything, or if they're not on the card, I'll always ask and see what I can do, how I can progress, what will make me better, what will get the crowd to do this and that. It's just about how things can happen.
Awesome. What would you say, Blake, inspires you to improve in the wrestling industry?
Sorry?
What would you say has inspired you to improve your performance in the wrestling industry, Blake?
To travel the country and wrestle for other promotions and be one of these, be known as one of the, as a great wrestler. Stuff like Luke Phoenix, Danny Walsh, and just wrestlers that people go, oh, it's Blake Howson. I want to go and see him. I want to pay money to see him and just be able to inspire others, which sounds weird coming from me.
Yeah, no, I think definitely Luke Phoenix and Danny Walsh are some great people to learn from. Clearly, it's great that you want to sort of go out there and put the best show on you can for the fans. If I could ask you, though, the $1 million question now, why have you disowned the TC Harris name? Originally, you were known as TC Harris.
Whoa. Okay, I'll let you have this one off. Never mention that name again. That name does not deserve. That name does not need to be mentioned. That name does not exist. If I hear it again.
Well, with all due respect, Blake, this is the SCW Wrestling Podcast. This is my show, so you're a guest here. I'm sorry I said that. That shouldn't have offended you. All I mentioned was a name. So can we carry on with this interview, please?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So will you answer the question, or are you not prepared to answer that question to why you've changed your name?
Why have I changed my name? I've changed my name because Blake is someone completely different to that other name. That other name was someone that I was not. That other name was someone that I tried to fit in with. I tried to fit in with the people. I tried to fit in with being good, trying to get people to cheer for me, and being one of those people where the kids can go, I like him, I want him to aspire, and crap like that. Blake, as people saw in Soul Ash, is nothing like that other person. Blake is a reject. He knows where he stands in life. He knows what he's standing up for, and he knows what he's capable of. and knows what he deserves.
Okay, but why are you calling yourself a reject, Blake? With all due respect, you were very successful this past Sunday. You're hardly a reject.
Did you not hear the crowd? The crowd hate me. They boo me. I am a reject because that's what I've been since I was born. When I said earlier that wrestling was an escape from me, it was an escape from being judged by people. It was an escape from people going to me and judging me because I like professional wrestling. It's an escape because I do not need to worry about anyone except for what I'm watching.
Okay, so you're saying it's an escape, but why is it an escape, Blake? What's there to escape from?
The people. It escapes me back then from the whispers I had having in my head. The whispers that were telling me to do things to people that I did not want to do at the time. If I could turn back the clock and do it, I certainly would. Because the reject stands for me only. I'm on my own. The reject stands for me knowing what I am in this life and why I'm here. I am here to be the best. I am here to prove to everybody who's told me I cannot do this. I am here to prove to people who said that I should not be doing anything in any sport, professional wrestling, anything. I'm here to prove that, okay, you're going to reject me from doing something, or you're going to reject me for being the person I am. If I'm going to be hated for being somebody that wants to be who I am because that's what I am, then fine. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna be like, fine, you know what? I am a reject. I am gonna have that. I am not gonna hide it. I'm gonna admit it. And if people want to boo me like they did insult Ashton, fine. Because they will realise that no matter what they do, it will not make a difference. It won't make their little hero become any better than what they are. The only thing it will do is make me more angrier. It will make me want to kick their ass a whole lot more than what I originally thought of.
Okay, with all due respect, Blake, you do seem very, very angry. But so, where's all this anger come from? Why? Where's this? How has this sort of happened? If that makes sense.
It's come from years and years from me being in primary school, secondary school, university, and people that I thought I could trust stabbing me in the back, whispering behind my back, making stuff up about myself, denying me any trying to talk me out of doing anything I want. This is years and years and years of anger built up, and I'm just finally letting it go. I'm finally embracing what I am. And no, I've got a lot of rage. I've got a lot of anger. You think, so Ash, okay, Jago may have got the best of me at some points, but I still walked away the winner. You wait until I get my hands on Maximo.
Okay.
Maximo will not know what's hit him come this Saturday.
Okay, so this Saturday in Torquay, you're saying you're going to beat Maximo. Why are you saying that he won't know what's hit him? What are you implying you're going to do? Blake.
George, it's no fun if I tell you. I've got whispers in my head. I've got the whispers telling me what I will do. And that's all that matters. If you're going to be there, which you say you will,
I will be there on behalf of the SCW Wrestling Podcast.
And you will understand why I can't tell you, because if I did tell you, you would have to edit it out of this podcast, because it is going to be ugly. You will not recognise Maximo after this Sunday.
Okay, so you've never been able to defeat Maximo previously. So what's different this time? So how are you going to finally get the victory?
What's different? Have you not seen me lately? Have you not seen what I look like, how I act? I am a completely different person to when I faced him last time in Torquay. I am more focused. I now know I have fully transformed into what I should be. Last time I was in testing grounds because I originally didn't like being who I am. I'll admit that I did not like it, which is why I wanted to try and fit in. So when I decided to give it a go of being a reject, admittedly, and not care about people, I wasn't fully focused on the task in hand. But now I am fully ready. I am the reject, Blake Harrison. I am who I am. I am angry. I'm going to let so much pain out. I'm just going to scream that out. I'm just going to do things to that Mexican and trust me.
Okay, so Blake, you're making all these threats though, so what are you going to do though if the unthinkable happens, if Maximum actually defeats you? How will your morale on Aura be then, if you lose this match?
You don't want to be in the same room as me. Trust me on that. But he won't win. He will not. I will guarantee he will not win. He will be needing help to get to the back after I'm done with him. He will, if, let's say he does, he won't feel like he's won.
So are you saying you're going to deliver something that no one's seen before?
You're damn right I am, George.
And so just to ask, obviously you've now started wearing sort of face paint and wearing very dark clothes and stuff. How long has this metamorphosis been inside you? How long have you wanted this beast or person, the reject, to be unleashed on LEP in the wrestling world?
I've been wanting the reject to be unleashed for a while. I've been set back by people. I've been set back because I shouldn't fit the character I am, apparently, according to people, which is why I went with their decision of let's try and fit in, which I knew was going to be a bad idea. But even when I was going out as that name, people were still cheering the other guy. People were still booing me. I was just so angry and annoyed, and I wanted, just at the end of the match, I just wanted, I can't say what I wanted to say, but let's just say I wanted to tell them how I felt, because there was me trying to do the right thing for them, and that's what they gave me. So I'm turning the tables. If they want to boo me, I'm giving them a reason to boo me. I am a reject. I am admitting it. Okay. If they don't like it because I am a reject, then tough.
Okay, so you're saying it's tough for the fans, Blake, but why do you hate the fans so much now?
Were you not listening to me? George, listen to me. They were booing me. What more? I came out, I've been high-fiving them, I'll be clapping, I'll be saying to them, let's go, and they would still boo me. How do you think that made me feel, George? Answer me that. If that was you, how would you feel? Answer me.
Obviously, it's not great, but that's only a small percentage. There were people there that were cheering you, Blake.
No, you sure? I've been Exeter twice, and I didn't get a cheer. Torquay on my debut, okay, I got a little bit, but the second time round, no. And Plymouth was the point in where I knew I had to, because they did not like me a single bit. Okay. So, what's the point of being someone that nobody likes, but you're trying to get them to like you? So what's the point?
So are you saying though that you wouldn't have got this opportunity to be in such a match against previously and beat Jago if you were still known as the fan favourite TC Harris?
Right. Say that name one more time, I dare you. Say that name one more time and this interview will be over. I've warned you once politely. I've asked politely not for you to mention it. You should have got a hint that since I'm not using that name, I do not like that being said. Okay? And to answer your question, I would not. I probably wouldn't even be on that card if I was that name still, because no one cares about that other lad, that other name that I had, because he didn't stand for anything. Okay, he wanted to be good to people and be cheered, but just like the old cliche goes, nice guys finish last. I think I've definitely proved it, as I am the number one contender for the LEP Academy Championship, as the reject Blake Harrison, as the fans boo me. And come this Saturday, that cliche isn't be true, because while that other name is dead, I, the reject Blake Harrison, will be LEP Academy champion.
Okay, so what is going to make you a different champion, Academy champion, compared to people such as Jason King, Shane Palmer, and Maximo that have held the belt such prestigiously, Blake?
That Jason King, who held that title for I don't even care how long, Maximo and that Shane Palmer, they all have one thing in common when it comes about. They needed the fans. They always needed the fans. Jason King, okay, people booed him at the start, but he always had his little section that cheered him, and inside him that got him through a lot of matches. And at the end of his title reign, he became a fan favourite. Maximo, the fans got him the opportunity in that ladder match in Plymouth. He won it. I'm annoyed with that. I still am. And he cashed in when the fans wanted him to. He cashed in at a moment when that King was not paying attention because he was being distracted. The chance was chanting Maximo, and Maximo took the opportunity. If he didn't have those fans, he would not be in that other match. If he didn't have the fans, he would not have cashed in. If he didn't have fans, he wouldn't be in England. He would still be in Mexico.
I personally think though Maximo is a great champion, and I think you're really
How is he a great champion? How?
He's great. He in one night he beat Danny Walsh and then beat Jason King. That's not an easy thing to do, and I think you're really underestimating him, Blake. I think really this could be considered arrogance.
Trust me, I'm not underestimating. It's just when people go like yourself, George, when they go, "Oh, Maximo's a great champion," but what has he done? He hasn't done anything. If you said Jason King was a great champion, I could respect that because he's done a lot. But Maximo hasn't defended that title yet. Maximo will have his first title defense against me this Saturday in Torquay. So after that match, next time I'm ever on this ever come back to this podcast, ask me if Maximo was a great champion. The answer will be no, because he would have failed at the first hurdle in his title defense.
Okay, well, I'm sure we'll see about that, Blake. If you are invited back to this podcast, I'm sure we'll see. I'm pretty sure Maximo's going to win on Saturday. I think you're on. I can't wait to see it. Blake.
Really now?
Really, I can't wait to see it.
Okay then. You better bring some tissues.
Okay, do you have a message for Maximo, in case he's listening?
Enjoy that belt while you can, Maximo. The clock is ticking, and soon the rejects will be champion, and then you can be rejected back to Mexico.
Okay, so you're saying you're going to send him back to Mexico. I think this is going to be a fantastic match. Really looking forward to seeing it on Saturday. Just to ask as well, Maximo won the Academy title belt from Jason King with the help from his tag team partner, Jack Union. So how are you going to stop Jack Union potentially interfering in this match if he does choose to interfere?
Jack Union. Who is he? He came what? Okay, he came to one show. I know he's got history with Maximo. But Maximo, I hope you are listening. I'm offering you this. You know I'm a reject. You know I'm on my own. You know I have no friends. I have no allies. I am a reject and I'm on my own in LEP. I ask you this. Can you be man enough to be on your own? Or do you need the help of your tag team partner, Jack Union, just like Torquay to win a championship? So come Saturday, if you're on your own, great, you'll still lose. If you do bring your little, superhero wannabe by what he wears, Jack Union, trust me, his little red and blue outfit will become black.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
So is that a threat then to Jack Union, Blake?
Yeah, you can call it that.
Okay, so you say you're totally on your own, but there are huge rumours going around that you're part of the legendary Dead Man's Hand stable that's currently terrorising this podcast and LEP. Is there any truth to that?
George, let me ask you a question. What's my name?
It's the Reject.
So what would that? So if you were called a reject and someone said, "Are you part of this group?" What would you say?
I think you could lie and potentially still be part of them. They're very dark, much like yourself.
If I lie, I'm not a reject because I'm part of a group. I am a reject. I have no allies. Why would I want to be part of a group that takes orders from someone? I do not take orders from anybody. I am my own person. I don't need anyone. I'm on my own. I've heard these rumours about Dead Man's Hand. I couldn't care what they do. They can do what they want to anybody. But if they come to me, if they dare decide to attack me, trust me when I say they will regret it. They will wish they were actually dead.
Oh, okay. So that's a threat there to Dead Man's Hand. So there's no truth in the rumor that the voices and whispers you're hearing are from the Puppet Master, which we believe to be the leader of Dead Man's Hand.
The whispers I hear are from the darkest place in my head. The whispers I hear the whispers tell me what to do to people like Maximo, like Jago, like Dead Man's Hand. They tell me what to do, and it's not always the nice things, which is why I tell people to shut up, because when people boo, the whispers get louder and louder, and I just can't take it sometimes. So, these whispers have nothing to do with Dead Man's Hand. They're all me, and trust me, they're not nice.
Okay, so you're saying they're not nice, but are they ultimately going to lead you to this title belt? How confident are you of victory in this Academy title match this coming Saturday in Torquay?
I am very, very confident. Let's just say, if I don't walk out as the victor, regardless of the results, I will walk out with that title as champion or not.
So you're basically saying even if you don't win the match, you're going to steal the title belt. Is that really sort of the right way to go?
Do I care if it's the right way to go?
Do you not want to be an honorary champion?
I'll be a champion for myself. A champion that knows what he stands for. Unlike certain people in this company, I will be a champion that will be able to go to people and kick their ass. I'll be able to a champion where people will go, "Oh no, don't mess with him. He's a reject. He will do horrible things to you." I will be a champion that isn't afraid of anyone, anything in LEP.
Okay, so if I could just ask, what is your strategy for your match against Maximo and the Academy title match? Can you tell us now?
All I will say is that it involves me holding that Academy Championship belt above my head come the end of the match.
Okay, as I said, I really hope that don't happen. I think that could be considered a nightmare for LEP. People have already nicknamed your victory over Jago a real nightmare. I want you to know that, Blake, that the fans of LEP and myself were disgusted with the way that you somehow won on Sunday, basically on Sunday in Saltash. I don't think you're going to be able to do that again. I do think Maximo is going to be far too much of a hard task for you. I'm really not sure if you've got much chance of victory. I've got to be honest with you, Blake.
Wow, it's people like you and those fans that made me who I am. It's people like you, George, that have always told me, you can't do it, you won't do it, you can't because of this, you can't because you're too skinny, you can't because you don't look it, you can't because you don't have it. And at the moment, I am proving people wrong every time I step foot in that ring. People told me I could not defeat Jago. And what does the record book say? It says the reject Blake Harrison defeated Jago. Doesn't matter how, doesn't matter why I defeated him. End of story. So come on, keep saying I'm not going to win. I dare you, keep saying. That's just adding fuel to my fire. And trust me, trust me, you will regret fueling my fire.
What are you implying by saying people like me? Obviously, I'm only a host of the SCW Wrestling Podcast and a backstage interview for LEP.
Yeah, you use this excuse of I'm a podcaster. I host this show. Yeah, you've just said on 2 or 3 occasions that you hope that you're begging that Maximo defeats me, and you wish that I don't win that match. Now, not being funny, if you're a true podcaster and if you're a professional at your job, you wouldn't be so biased to this Maximo. So can you understand why I'm getting so angry at the moment? Can you understand why I hate Maximo and I hate people that are hypocrites like yourself? You say this is a podcast, it's a fair podcast, and yet on 2 to 3 times you have blatantly said, I want Maximo to kick your ass and retain the championship this Saturday in Torquay.
I think personally, your arrogance is just outrageous, and I really think that you've bitten off far more than you can chew here. I think look at how it ended up on Sunday though. Ultimately, after your match with Jago, where you won by countout, you were through a table. What's different this time? How are you not going to sort of be distracted again and then not get the victory? You need to win 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. A countout won't do here, Blake. Do you not understand that?
I'm not stupid, George. Okay, Jago got lucky. I made a mistake. When I won the match, I should have carried on kicking the crap out of him. I should have made sure he couldn't walk out. I made that fatal mistake of letting him walk, and he took advantage of me when I couldn't process anything because I had the crowd being loud, booing. The whispers got so loud I just couldn't bear it. And he put me through a table for no reason. He lost the match. It's not my fault. He did not get back in the ring before that 10 count. It's not my problem. It's his problem. And he chose to take the anger out of me. How dare he?
So are you saying that
come this Saturday in Torquay, Maximo will not walk after his match. Come this Saturday, Maximo will be lying flat on his back. After this Saturday, I will win that Academy Championship, as you would say, fair and square in the middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3. I will release that anger that you, the fans, Jago, and Maximo has fueled that fire with. Okay. And you will all regret doing that.
Okay, we'll wait and see with that, Blake. You're saying you'll unleash this anger. Certainly, if you do somehow get the win in Torquay at this event, it's going to be sort of the biggest title win of your career so far. Just to ask as well, why do you have such bad blood for the firm and Vincent the Mad Dog Andrews particularly? You seem to be so angry, particularly against the firm. Is there something we should know? Is there something you want to say, Blake?
Yeah, the firm's a joke. The firm don't know what they stand for. I mean, let's look at what they are. You've got Vincent the Mad Dog Andrews, and he's the so-called leader of the firm. Okay, what makes him a mad dog? Nothing he does speaks mad dog to me. He's one of these people that you look at him and you think he means business, but he doesn't. He doesn't know what he's doing half the time. And then you have this enforcer, Jago, that I defeated at Soul Ash this past Sunday. I mean, there's nothing. Jago's a big lad, don't get me wrong, but he's not a tough lad, as we all found out.
You're saying he's not tough, but he dominated the match for 90% of it. I think that's unfair,
won?
Your comment.
And who won?
Blake. You may have won, but that was a count-out, Blake. You still won, but it was a count-out.
Doesn't matter.
Why couldn't you get the job? Why couldn't you beat him 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring, Blake?
Why? It's all part of the strategy, George. Why should I waste my energy trying to pin a big lad to the floor when it's difficult to get him off his feet? So why not use my head and listen to the whispers? And the whispers are saying to me, get him on the outside. get him distracted, 10 count, get in the ring, you'll win. That's a much smarter idea than trying to get him on his knees, using more energy than what I should.
Okay.
Jago.
Okay, so you're saying about Jago. What did you want to say to Jago if he's listening? Blake.
Jago. You may have got the final laugh in So Ashes past Sunday. You may. Okay, no. I'll tell the truth. You have got the last laugh. But come this Saturday in Torquay, I'll be the one laughing. I'll be the one raising a title over my head. And where will you be Saturday? Probably pretending to be an enforcer for someone and being someone's laggy and getting told what to do because you couldn't get the job done. So enjoy your miserable life, Jago.
I think that's really disrespectful, Blake. Is there any need for that? Please, this is meant to be a respectful podcast. The stuff you're saying tonight's outrageous.
It hurts, doesn't it? The truth hurts, doesn't it, George? See, people don't like me because I speak the truth. And people hate the truth because it hurts so much and they actually have to lie to themselves and say the truth isn't real. The truth is a lie and the lie is the truth. It hurts, doesn't it, George?
Okay, you're saying the truth hurts. So is there any way that we'll ever see TC Harris again then? That's the truth, isn't it?
What? Are you... George, what did you just say? Can you just repeat that question to me one more time, please?
You said the truth hurts. I've just said, is there any truth that we'll ever see TC Harris again? And this is only...
Why, that's it. George, I've had it. I warned you. I said to you, the next time you said that, this will be done. And it is done. You've pushed my patience. Right, this Saturday in Torquay, I will become champion. Maximo is going to be in for one hell of a fight, and he will fail like he will. He always does it. He's lost his title before. He's going to lose it again on his first attempt. Okay? LEP, watch out. When I get that title, it's not going to be the same. Trust me. And George, this is for you. If I see you in Torquay, if I see you, trust me, you're going to regret coming and calling me that name.
Okay, Blake, are you there? Unfortunately, Blake Harrison seems to have disconnected. I apologise for the comments he's made this evening. Just to advise, though, if anyone does want to go and see the show, the LEP show in Torquay, the St Peters Centre, this Saturday, December 17th, tickets are available at www.leprwrestling.co.uk. Tickets are available for £10. You can also buy tickets on the door. If anybody else is interested in attending the LEP Wrestling Academy, you can find out more details at www.leprwrestling.co.uk/training. Monthly membership is £30. Private one-to-one sessions are £20 per hour. The sessions run Tuesday, adults 6 p.m. to 9 p.m, Wednesday, kids 6:30 to 8:30, and Thursday, adults 6:30 to 8:30. One-to-ones can also be booked. The academy is based out of Abbey Road in Torquay. I thank everybody for listening. This has been the SCW Wrestling Podcast. Thank you for listening. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.